What's up, you guys? It's Maddie May here. What a weird last couple weeks it's been. I can't even imagine those of you who are going through really hard times, losing your jobs or pushing events that you've been planning forever, stuff like that. I don't want to make this video all about the virus, but I do want to express how scary it is. And I know it's the only thing that's been covering you guys' social media feeds. I do want you guys to know that it's okay to feel weird about this, and the way you feel is justified, and it's okay to let yourself feel those things. So it's okay, we're gonna be okay. Just be smart, be grateful, be happy, and smile as best you can. So today's video has been highly recommended. Pretty much, I think it is my most requested video. I'm going to talk about how I take notes on my iPad, specifically as a pre-med major. If you guys are new here, I'm Maddie May. I go to the University of Tennessee. Currently, we're online, but I am a narrative medicine major on a pre-med track, studying for the MCAT right now, doing the whole shebang. So yeah, I've been using this baby like nobody's business. It's the best present I think I've ever gotten. I use it so much. I'm excited to show you guys. If you guys want to get directly to the note taking, skip to this time. But first, I'm going to answer some overarching questions that I've gotten pretty frequently. So one question I get a lot is like, do you recommend getting a new computer or a new iPad? I think this really depends on what your everyday life looks like. If you're an English major and you're writing a lot of papers, it might be better to get a computer. If you are a science major like myself and mainly all of college is taking a lot of notes, then I recommend getting the iPad maybe. Similarly, if you are in art or graphic design, stuff like that, again, maybe the iPad would be better because this Apple Pencil does amazing things and really does feel like you're writing on a piece of paper. I know they sell keyboards for the iPad. I didn't get that because I have a old MacBook, so I'm just gonna be using that for my keyboard until it dies, which will be pretty soon because I've had it since like 2014. So I'll put the exact information on the screen, but I know I have like the 12-inch, the biggest size, and I have a 200 gigabyte one. And I did go to the store and test out both, and the smaller size kind of felt like a notepad. It didn't really feel like a piece of paper, and I knew I was primarily going to be using this for note taking, so I really wanted it to feel as much like a piece of paper as I could. So I did get the bigger one. This is about the size of a piece of paper, maybe an inch or two wider. It's amazing. I really do recommend getting the bigger size if you're using it for note taking, if that is possible for you. I got this as a birthday and Christmas present, so and I even told my dad, I was like, it can even be my graduation present, please, like this is all I want. So I'm saving so much money on printing. I never print stuff anymore because I can directly import PowerPoints onto my note-taking app and then take notes directly on the PowerPoints like I did before. But before, I was printing out the PowerPoints every day before class. Now I'm not doing that, so I'm saving so much money on ink. I'm saving a lot of time for myself because I would always wake up early, go to the library, and print out the PowerPoints, but now I don't have to do that. I get a little more time in the morning to drink my coffee and get my life together for the day. So there's a lot of other things that I'm sure I'm forgetting, but I really use the heck out of this, and I want you guys to know that this is something that I will be using for years to come. That's basically the reason I got it, is because hopefully if I get into medical school, this is what I will use primarily in medical school. Primary uses are note taking, and then I use it to make graphics for my videos, and then I also use it to make thumbnails. I do have various apps on there just because I have the space, so it's kind of like, why not? I downloaded Netflix and all the other stuff, but I honestly don't really use that much. Okay, so let's get into the juicy part of the video. This isn't going to be an entire like what's on my iPad video because that's not really what I want this video to be about, but I will show you guys my two screens. You can tell I'm not really the most organized person when it comes to my iPad. I don't know, I have a pretty organized room, but my technology I don't really care about. I mean, I care about the technology, I don't care about organizing it and making it look pretty. So I just have a bunch of random apps. I do use GroupMe a lot because I use GroupMe a lot for school. I also use Canvas a lot. I can kind of show you guys. So for example, my biochemistry professor uploads the PowerPoints, so what I'll do before class is I will click on the PowerPoint, and I will go up here and I will click Notability, and then I can I don't really want to do it because I've already imported this one, but I would usually click add to existing note, and I would click exam 3 because that's just the way that I do it. I put the PowerPoints all in regards to like what exam they'll be on. So I would normally click exam 3, and then it imports directly to Notability. So it's just so fast and easy, and that has just been a lifesaver for me. Basically, there's 2 note-taking apps. There's GoodNotes and there's Notability. I used both of them the month that I got it, and I chose to continue on with Notability. GoodNotes is honestly just as good, but it's a little less user-friendly. GoodNotes probably has a little bit more personalization options in comparison to Notability, but I'm not that smart when it comes to technology, so I really wanted it to be super user-friendly and easy for me to understand, and I felt like Notability was that for me. So let's just get into Notability. So I'm going to close these. What I basically do is there's different folders. So I have an MCAT folder that has all the topics that I house all my notes for the MCAT on. Then I have BCMB, which is a class that I'm in right now at college, biochemistry and molecular biology. And then I have the same thing for my bioethics class, German film class, and I have a to-do and random folder. This to-do tab has my daily schedule in it, which I'm not going to open because it actually has my MCAT study schedule, and I don't really want to get into that until I'm out of this phase of life. So I'm not going to open that, but I do have this to-do list that I use quite frequently. I actually made this template. Obviously I made it because it's so basic. It's really easy. These are where I write my daily tasks. It's empty right now because I'm actually on spring break, but after this video, since it's Sunday, I'm going to fill it in for the week because spring break is over and I'm starting my first day of online classes tomorrow, so that will be interesting. Video coming soon for that. I usually write like homework assignments, things that I need to not forget for work. It's just like my weekly schedule. Then I have a lot of different, let's just open my MCAT one. Let's just go to biology, I guess. And then I separate it by chapter. And so these are just like different chapters I've done. There's a lot of ways you can personalize it. So let's just open one. I'm gonna try not to like make you guys dizzy and scroll really fast. But let's just note one thing. I do not have good handwriting. I am not claiming that I do. I honestly am not that into like making my notes look pretty. I just know that I don't want to do them all in black ink. I want them to be colorful, but I don't really care how neat they are. So you guys can see the goal here is not to make my notes look pretty. The goal is for me to understand it at the end of the day. So as long as I understand it, that is all that really matters. One feature that I really like to use, let's say I want to look up the ectoderm, for example. I'm gonna find an empty spot. There's not really a lot of open spots, but what I will do is you can, I was actually studying biology before this, so you can type in something through the split screen, and you can drag it in just like that. It's so easy. Change it a little bit. That picture's a little pixelated. I would find a better picture, but this is just an example. And so that is really, really cool, and I use that all the time. Another thing I do is I will add a sticky when I want to like make sure I remember something. So sometimes I will find a video on this topic and I'll put the link on this sticky, so I know every time there's a sticky, it's like a video that I can click on whenever I'm restudying this to rewatch it. Because a lot of these notes I'm taking, I want to be able to re-look over right before the MCAT. So I oftentimes will like go into here, go into Safari, go to YouTube, and like find a video. I'm not going to do it, but I would just put the link in here so it's easy for me to click on. And there's a lot of different types of paper you can do. Like there's all these types of paper. And I like switching it up just for funsies. And you can do lines, you can do that. All this stuff is also on GoodNotes. This is just the app that I use. I usually do all my notes for that chapter in just one page. And so it's kind of funny, you can tell it gets a little bit messier as the chapters go on. because I'm just like over it. It's a really, I'm getting a bunch of notifications from my biochemistry professor, sorry. So yeah, that's my MCAT folder. Okay guys, my camera stopped recording, so I don't really know how long it's not been recording for. So I'm just gonna start sort of from a spot, a random spot. Basically what I was saying is, let's just pretend like we're starting a new note. So I would do this. I actually made all of these colors myself, but there's a lot of colors that come with it. And there's a lot of different thicknesses for the pen. So let's just pretend like we're studying the Venturi effect. So I would usually just write it and underline it, and I'm not gonna go super in depth because I'm not actually taking notes on the Venturi effect right now, but there's a lot of different things. You can actually use this and make it smaller. You can move your notes around. It's so fun. And sometimes I'll even take the highlighter and I'll make this a little smaller, maybe right there, and make it a little cuter. Seriously, the pen is amazing. It feels like you're actually taking notes on a piece of paper. It's amazing, honestly, and I love it so much. There's a lot of, you can also do this, so if it's like a weird shape, you can do it like that. This isn't a weird shape, but it's just really fun and easy. I feel like I would not be a good technology demonstrator because I don't really know what to show you guys, but it is amazing. One thing that I will say that is amazing about it is it actually searches your own handwriting too whenever you search. So let's say I want to search a tractoderm, which isn't a real thing, it's just a way to remember the ectoderm. See, it searches directly with my handwriting. Isn't that really cool? I know it's cool. I think it's so cool too. That's one thing that I really like, because if I got a question wrong on a practice test or something like that, I can search for that in my notes and see if I've taken notes on it, and if not, I'll add notes on it. So that's really helpful. Let's delete this because I don't like it. I'll show you guys sort of what I mean with the lecture PowerPoint. So here is an example of how I like take notes on. Obviously I have really bad handwriting. I think I already talked about that. We're not going to pay attention to how unorganized and messy I am because my teacher talks really fast. But I import the PowerPoints directly like this, and then I'm able to write directly on the PowerPoints, which is how I take notes in class. This is sort of what I meant by being able to import my notes into Notability. It's super easy. And I'll also do, like, I also do my homework on here, and I email it to my professor, so that's really easy as well. Yeah, I really use the heck out of this thing, and I really recommend it for people who really want it and can get it, because it's made my life as a student so much easier and honestly more fun. Oh, one thing I will show you guys is Procreate. I make all of my thumbnails on here. There's a selfie there too, I see. But I make all of my thumbnails this way. I might make a separate video on like how I make thumbnails, because I could definitely just go into depth about this. My friend Hannah was doing these doodles. I'm a big shaggy at the moment. Please be kind. There is a lot of different things you can do on Procreate. It's honestly amazing. I made this for my boyfriend on Valentine's Day, and it's really just fun, and it's a good way to lower your stress, is making things on here. So I'll make maybe a separate video on how I use Procreate, because there's just too much to talk about there. Hopefully you guys liked this video and I covered some of the bases. This is a crazy time, like I said in the beginning of the video, so I'm gonna keep making videos, keep trying to motivate you guys, because I need the motivation. I have really seen the YouTube community come together too. One of my new YouTube friends, Caitlin Films, gave me a shout out on her YouTube. I didn't even know you could do that either. You can like write things and put them on the actual YouTube app, and I didn't even know you could do that, but she shouted me out and that was really nice. I feel like I'm making new friends and watching videos that show that people are coming together. So just find the pros like that, find the positives in this crazy situation, and it will make it a little bit easier. I really hope you guys liked this video. Please let me know down below if you did. I love reading comments. Those are my favorite things. That's my favorite thing about YouTube, is reading you guys' words and replying to you guys and just, again, having that community. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any additional questions, let me know below and I will try my best to answer them as best I can. So I'll see you guys very soon in a week in my life being an online student. It's crazy. Life is crazy, but we will get through it. Don't forget to smile. Bye, guys.